Nearly 1 in 8 British households has no one in work, according to a study that ranks the UK as the worst among the biggest EU countries. Part of the blame is being put on a welfare system that means the unemployed can be better off on benefits. But as Laura Emmett reports, even though the government wants to force people off welfare and into work, the jobs just aren't there.
Once the seat of an empire, now the holder of an unwanted unemployment accolade. New figures reveal the UK has the highest number of households in any of the EU's largest economies in which no one works. It amounts to over 11% of homes.
Long-term unemployment is growing as a proportion of total unemployment, but a bigger problem is perhaps hidden from the official unemployment statistics, and that is the proportion of workless households in Britain. So 1/6 of all children, for example, grow up in workless households, which is the highest figure in Europe by some measure.
39-year-old Sandra Haig has never had a job. She had her first child at 16 and went on to have 3 more. None of the fathers is around. Sandra gets the equivalent of more than $20,000 a year in benefits, but she says it's barely enough to stay afloat.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just existing, doing everything the same, because I can't go anywhere, I can't do anything with the kids because I never got any money. Most paid things what I've had for us to make the house better and make their lives better.
Sandra also gets incapacity benefit because of a problem with her legs. She admits that many people less able than her do go out to work, but the country's generous benefits system means it's often more lucrative to stay at home than to get a job. Critics of that system also say the dependency culture is passed from one generation to the next. Sandra is a grandmother at 39, with the state paying for her granddaughter's nursery care while her daughter goes to college. She talks of the moment she found out her daughter was pregnant at 17.
Devastated, because she just got a place in college and then she turned around and said she was pregnant. My children keep asking me what am I going to do when I'm older. Well, I'm already older, I think.
It's a cycle that the cash-strapped coalition government is trying hard to break as it tries to save money. But that's a tricky balancing act between protecting the vulnerable and not allowing people to take advantage of the system.
We change it with a mixture of carrot and stick. The conditionality is that if you don't accept a reasonable job offer, it's got to be the case that you can't go on claiming benefits and have every other taxpayer picking up the bill.
The government's taking steps to address the problem of the long-term unemployed by restricting the amount of benefits that any one family can claim and making more rigorous tests and checks on people who want incapacity allowance. But many of the people those reforms are aimed at have never worked. And the big question is, in a crisis-hit economic climate, are there any jobs for them to go to? Laura Emmett, RT, London.